Hello everyone, welcome back to another director ranking, this time directors. Every Coppola film ranked. From the entire family here, we got, obviously, Francis Ford, we got Sofia, we got Gia Coppola, we got I forget the name, but the wife of Francis, and more. Roman Coppola, I don't know. But let's start from the beginning. We have Battle Beyond the Sun. Sci-fi, very low budget. It's the first. Francis Ford Coppola co-directed it with someone else. It's definitely in the trash tier here. Next, let's see. The Bellboy and the Playgirls. Now, there's a lot of exploitation stuff from early on in Coppola's career, and I think this is definitely one of them, and it's pretty bad. Tonight, for sure, it's literally porn. Francis Ford Coppola's worst. Dementia 13. It's not great. It's a little more enjoyable, like that kind of low-budget feel thriller. 1963. I would still put it top the trash tier, because it's just nothing too spectacular, and I think You're a Big Boy Now follows it. It's another kind of sex comedy. It's come on. Next we have Finian's Rainbow, which is very different. It's like a family film, family fantasy film. Nothing great here. It's another this is Coppola? If his name wasn't on it, you wouldn't be able to recognize it was him. Now we start the Coppola we all know, with The Rain People. I didn't like this one as much as some other people did, but I do like Robert Duvall. James Caan is in it. He was in The Godfathers too. Shirley Knight. Overall, just didn't think it was that amazing. So I'm going to put it in the Met tier. Maybe if there's so many bad films, and maybe if I don't know. Maybe on the rewatch it'll be better, but Rain People wasn't a huge fan. Now go to The Godfather, come on. What is there to say about The Godfather that hasn't been said? Perfect film. The Conversation, another classic here. Not going to put it in the God tier. I don't think it's a masterpiece. I have it ranked 4.5 stars on Letterboxd. I think it's awesome, but not a masterpiece. Just the way it plays out. Just this guy listening in and slowly finding the truth. It's pretty awesome. I don't want to spoil it, though. So it's going to be in the great tier. Godfather Part 2, got to put it in the God tier. I do prefer Part 1, even though I do love De Niro. But I think on the rewatch, maybe I'll like Part 2 better. Now, Apocalypse Now. I think it's the best film. It's going to be the best film on here. I don't think The Godfathers are better. Even if you take them as one movie, but Apocalypse Now, it's a perfect film. I mean, the intro so intense. I mean, the characters are perfect. The scenes in the war. I mean, this is developmental hell that paid off completely. Everything about it, the visuals, the script. Everything just has aged perfectly. I mean, it's still as effective as when it came out. I think Marlon Brando is the only person who could have done the Lieutenant Kurtz role. I think he was amazing. I think Martin Sheen's amazing in this movie. Robert Duvall's amazing in this movie. It's perfectly paced. Just the contrast of the quieter scenes in the boat versus the intense war scenes. I think it's one of the best third acts of all time. I mean, when they get to Kurt's Island, that's insane. When they get to Cambodia, so it's pretty awesome here. Next he follows that up with One from the Heart. Now, I'm not a huge fan of One from the Heart. I think there's not too much depth to it. I think it's kind of lame. But I do like the visuals. So for that sake, I'll put it above The Rain, people, but still in this Sorry, I was interrupted a little bit, but yeah, not a huge fan of One from the Heart. I like the visual style, but for me, after Apocalypse Now, Coppola just ran out of steam. Not really his fault. I mean, the production of that, we'll talk about Heart to Darkness later, I mean, insane production. I'm surprised the film was finished. I mean, at one point, they literally destroyed all of it. All the footage. But let's just see what's next. The Outsiders. I am not a fan of this movie. I think it's just kind of generic. I guess it's like a competent movie, I guess. So I'll put it in the bottom of the Met tier, but and kind of is like got a kind of star-studded cast here. We got Ralph Macchio, Patrick Swayze, Rob Lowe, Tom Cruise, people like that. But overall, not a huge fan. Rumblefish. Some people say this is like a masterpiece. Again, not a huge fan. I think Coppola ran out of steam on his creativity here. It's got a good cast. It's got a good cast. I'll give him that. But I'm just not a fan of the 80s style. I mean, it's a little... Rumblefish for me is a little too 80s. The Cotton Club. Kind of a forgotten one from Coppola, but I'll put it in the bottom of the Met tier for now. It's not as bad as his early stuff. Captain EO. Now, I saw this in Epcot. It's not there anymore. But I remember seeing this when I was still there. Yeah, I mean, it's 17 minutes, not that good. But I'll honestly put it in Met tier, because I feel like the experience, if you've been to Epcot and done the Captain EO thing, I feel like it's kind of enjoyable, and I like it. You know, it's got like it's got George Lucas there, so there's a lot of cool like practical effects and puppets and stuff like that. So I appreciate it. Peggy Sue gets married. Now this says Kathleen Turner and Nicolas Cage. This is like, what are you doing? I'll put it top of the trash tier, but it's pretty bad. Rip Van Winkle. This is a Coppola movie for TV here. Not that good, really. But not like the worst. I wouldn't say it's the worst thing. I'd put it probably... I'll put it top of the trash tier. Because it's really not that good. But I don't, it's not on the, definitely not on this level. I might actually move it up to the bottom of the Met tier. But not now. Gardens of Stone. This one, it's just kind of another, like, nothing too special here. Probably, I'll put it bottom of Met tier. I still think Captain EO is more fun to watch than that. Yeah. I don't know. I guess we'll just go to Tucker next. Tucker, the Man in His Dream. This one's actually decent. I mean, obviously not on the level of the top 4 here, but definitely better than a couple of his past ones like Peggy Sue. I'll put it below The Outsiders, above Cotton Club. New York Stories. Now, this is a film separated into 3 parts. One of them directed by Scorsese, one of them by Woody Allen, and one of them by Coppola, all from New York. And if I had to rank them, I think Woody Allen's is actually easily the best. He outclasses Coppola and Scorsese here by making the funniest and the most entertaining story of the 3. Then Scorsese, and then Coppola easily as the worst. But for a movie, I think it's actually... I'll put it in the bottom of the great tier. Because there's actually a lot of... I'm a big Scorsese fan. I'm a big Woody Allen fan. You know, I'm a big Coppola fan for his prime. But I do really... I enjoy it. If you watch my Dylan's Movies in Chronological Order video, New York Stories is on there. Godfather Part 3. Now, I've only seen the 2020 cut. And although I don't know, it's not, compared to the first 2, it sucks, right? but I actually enjoyed it a lot compared to some of his 80s stuff. So here's my dilemma. Where do I rank it? So I'm going to rank the 2020 cut because I feel like that's the best version. Positives of it. Al Pacino's great. Diane Keaton's great. Talia Shire's great. All the originals, great. But the cons, Andy Garcia and Sofia Coppola are terrible in it. Especially Sofia Coppola. I mean, what if Winona Ryder actually took the role? She was supposed to be played Mary in this. And she can actually act, unlike Sofia Coppola, who's just the daughter of the director. So I think it would actually be a better movie. I really don't think it deserves great tier. But compared to a lot of this other stuff, I do think it is. I'll put it above New York. Well, no, I'll put it below. I'll put it bottom of the great tier. It might move to the top of the Met tier. I think there is stuff to like in that 2020 cut. And although it's not anything that I wouldn't even consider it a great movie, compared to this, it is. Hearts of Darkness. I love this documentary, and you might think, well, it's a documentary. It's not technically directed by Francis Ford Coppola, right? You would be right. It's has 3 directors. One of them, Eleanor Coppola, the wife, and it's actually gonna be above New York Stories, below The Conversation. This is a super interesting. I think this is a required viewing if you've seen Apocalypse Now. I mean, just insane. Probably the most troubled production ever for a movie that was actually released. Next, we have Dracula, 1992. Didn't really like this one. Some people think it's a great movie. I don't. I think it's good. Definitely not great. Maybe I'll put it bottom of the great tier. I don't even have this in my liked movies on Letterboxd. And I like a lot of the cast. We have Gary Oldman, Winona Ryder, Anthony Hopkins. Not a fan of Keanu Reeves. So that's about it. But I like those 3. I like Oldman, Winona Ryder, and Anthony Hopkins. But yeah, it's hit or miss. Some people like it, some people don't. I don't. But I think it is competently made compared to some of his other ones. Now we have an odd one. It's Jack. What the heck? This is not a Coppola movie. I refuse to believe this was directed by Francis Ford Coppola. Jack Powell suffers from an affliction that makes him grow 4 times faster than the normal. So a 10-year-old looks like a 40-year-old man. So he goes to 5th grade. Great. And it's Robin Williams here. Bill Cosby's in it. Jennifer Lopez is in it. Everyone's in it. But it's not good. It's terrible. It's going in the trash chair. It's going to be... I guess Finney and Dremel will be above it, but above Battle Beyond the Sun? I don't know. The Rainmaker. 1997. Not a fan of Matt Damon. This movie is just kind of generic. Danny DeVito's in it. I don't know. It'll be in the Met tier. Below Tucker, above Cotton Club. Now we go into the Coppola Renaissance with Sofia Coppola. We get The Virgin Suicide. An awesome movie here. Very strong debut. Stylistically, too. I love the style of Sofia Coppola. And you would think, she's still trying to find her footing, but her debut is actually very and awesome. The movie is a group of male friends become obsessed with 5 mysterious sisters who are sheltered by their strict religious parents. I think it's an awesome movie. And definitely in the great tier here. Now we have CQ, directed by Roman Coppola, the son of Francis Ford Coppola. He tries to do something here. I'll give him that. It's not good, though. Don't watch it. Here we go. Lost in Translation. Finally, we're back up to the God tier. I think this is Sofia Coppola's best movie. I think the performances are awesome from Bill Murray and Scarlett Johansson. The story is interesting. It's an interesting love story, Bill Murray and Scarlett Johansson are in Japan, kind of not working together, but and they're lost in translation, like the title says. And there's just a sense of melancholy and kind of loneliness in the movie that resonates. And Bill Murray is always great at playing those characters. And the style is awesome here. Just a great film all around. Oh my God, we get another one. Marie Antoinette. I love this movie. Pretty much all because of the style of it. Period pieces are allowed to do a lot with the visuals because all the vibrant colors of the era. And honestly, no, I mean on a better day maybe I would put it above The Conversation. I'm gonna put it above Virgin Suicides, below it right now. Some people don't like the modern music. There's a lot of anachronism in this movie, which means doing something modern in a story that takes place in the past in order to relate it to your audience. And I learned that from watching the movie because there's like a shot of Converse shoes in the movie, and they're like clearly in the shot. It's not a mistake or anything, and that's what people were saying. It's anachronism, and there's a lot of modern music that plays too. And the weird thing is, I like this movie a lot. I gave it 4 stars on Letterboxd. I think it's a great movie. She even said it was meant for like teen girls, so I feel kind of weird liking it. But come on, it's the style. It's the style. Next we have Youth Without Youth by Francis Ford Coppola. It's not a great one. It's got Tim Roth, who's in a lot of Tarantino stuff, but it's not that great a movie. It's going to rank above Captain EO, below Cotton Club. Now we have Tetro. It's another one. It's like, what is Coppola doing? Francis Ford Coppola. It's like he used to make masterpieces. Now he's just making. It's okay. Now we have Somewhere by Sofia Coppola. This is the first one. It's not bad, but I'll put it top of the Mets here for now. I don't think it's that great. I'll actually probably put One from the Heart over it because One from the Heart just has a great style to it. I'm going to give One from the Heart a rewatch because I really like the look of that movie. But overall, not a huge fan of Somewhere. Next we have, Twixt? It's an odd one. Val Kilmer's in it. It's pretty bad. Francis Ford Coppola. It's going to be below Jack, if that's possible. Charles Swan. This is an odd one from Roman Coppola, who should just give up directing, go back to writing. He co-wrote Moonrise Kingdom, Isle of Dogs, Darjeeling Limited, and The French Dispatch, which is coming out this year. So with Wes Anderson, so that's a lot of good movies actually. I think he might be a pretty good writer, but his direction is just not good. So A Glimpse into the inside the mind of Charles Swan III. It's not good. It's gonna be, I don't know, just above Tonight for sure, but it's pretty terrible. The Bling Ring. This is definitely my least favorite from Sofia Coppola. I guess it should be. I'll put it at the bottom of the Mets here, but it's just not a good movie. I'm not a huge fan of the cast. It's got. I'll name some of the people. Katie Chang. Who? Israel Broussard. His most popular movie on Letterboxd is To All the Boys I've Loved Before. He was in Happy Death Day. But, Bling Ring, not, doesn't have a star-studded cast, except for one person who everyone likes, except me, Emma Watson. I think she's not a good actress at all. I find her annoying to even look at. Like, I can't even watch a movie. Like, The Perks of Being a Wallflower, can't watch that movie. It's terrible. We have Claire Julian, who's only been in 2 movies, this and The Dark Knight Rises. We have Taissa Farmiga. She was also in The Nun, everyone's favorite horror movie. We have Georgia Rock, whose only movie is The Bling Ring. We have Leslie Mann, who, well, she's now we're going away from the main characters, but it's just not a good movie. Now we have a decent one, Palo Alto. I have to rewatch it again. I like a lot of what Gia Coppola is doing here. I just don't think it works too much. The granddaughter of Francis Ford Coppola. So look at that. There's. I do like the visual. I don't know. I have to rewatch it. For now, it'll rank below Rumblefish, but above Tetro. It's a film that I haven't fully fledged my opinions on it yet because I've only seen it once, and it's if you've seen it, you know what I mean. It's more of a you got to see it multiple times movie, but I don't know. A Very Merry Christmas. This is from Sofia Coppola. This is under an hour. It's just a Netflix special here. Not that good. It's got a lot of celebrities in it, but it's nothing great. It's not even really a movie. I don't even know why I have it in here. It's gonna be in the trash chair. I mean, it's nothing special. Paris Can Wait. This is from Eleanor Coppola, who can't direct if she tried. And she does try, and she fails. Come on. Now, finally, the return of the Sofia Coppola we all know and love. The Beguiled. Beguiled? I don't know. This is another period piece, this time during the South in the Civil War, the Confederacy. And I love the style on this movie again. It's very good visually. Very great visually, I should say. So it's definitely going to be in the great tier. I'll put a little bit of Heart of Darkness. I think Heart of Darkness is an awesome... Well, you know what? I'll put it above it. I think it's a 4-star movie. I think there is good performances, great visuals. It's got a lot to like. Yeah. Great story. I don't know. So next is Mainstream, which came out in 2020. We got a lot of 2020 ones here. We got 4 2020 movies. This is not a good one. It's got my least favorite actor in it, Andrew Garfield. It's got Maya Hawke in it. I like her mom, Uma Thurman. Maya Hawke's fine, but Andrew Garfield, I find it very hard to watch movies with him in it. I just find him annoying. So for me, Mainstream is going to be in the trash. It tries to do something fun, but it doesn't work. Now we have another bad one from Eleanor Coppola. Just stop. Love is Love is Love. Seriously? It's worse than Mainstream. It's worse than Battle Beyond the Sun, actually. It's terrible. Now we have On the Rocks, which is Sofia Coppola's next movie. Thought it was decent. Obviously not one of her best. But I think some people were giving it a little too much hate. And I understand that it's not as good as, her previous films, as her best. I thought there was a lot of good moments in it. Pretty funny. I am a Bill Murray. I'm a big Bill Murray fan. Rashida Jones was good in this too. I liked her in Parks and Rec. But a lot of times it was just, I don't know, a little too messy for Sofia Coppola. I don't know. It's like kind of trying to figure out what it should be. I'll put it in the mentor because I did enjoy it. I do have it in my movie hard drive, my liked movies, but I don't know. I don't know why this is in here. We have Mariah Carey's Magical Christmas Special. It was partially directed by Roman Coppola. Okay. I mean, it's Mariah Carey. She's a good singer. I haven't listened to her ever, really, but whatever. I mean, I'll put it right there. Don't know why I'm even ranking that, and that's how I end the list. But yeah, so only 4 God tiers here we got 3 from Francis Ford Coppola, 1 from Sofia Coppola, and then we get the great tier. And I mean, great tier we get 3, 4, 4 and 1/3, 5, 6 and 1/3, 6 and 1/3 from Francis Ford Coppola. We get 4 from Sofia Coppola, and 1/3 from Eleanor Coppola. But so they do have a lot of. I mean, if you look at the history of movies, you can't look at them without these three. I would even see these 4, because you look at major movies from '03, Lost in Translation's right up there. So yeah, I have a top 100 movie list ready to go. I still have to watch The Irishman, though. That's what's holding me back on it. Because I think Irishman will make my top 100. I just need to have time to watch it. And I want to watch it with my dad. But that will be coming. I'll be creating that video pretty soon. I actually want to create... if you want to see all my... I have a new watch list of movies I'm going to do. I have a Letterboxd account, Pete Lord 424. You could see it, and I'm gonna create some more lists too, and you can check out all my rankings on there if you don't even want to watch my videos for them. But whatever. Next will be Steven Spielberg ranking, which should be fun because there's going to be a lot in the God tier, a lot in the great tier, a lot in the men, and a lot in the trash. So it should be a good one there. So see you next time.